Hey everybody, Matt here. I'm one of the pastors at Greenville Multicultural Church, and we've been doing some community updates to help our families at our summer camp and our church and in the community know about some changes that are going on. So today we're going to focus on this Greenville County Schools reopening plan for how school is going to be done this fall. And there's been some confusion about it in the community, and we just want to provide some clarity. So I'm not here to tell you whether I like the plan or don't like the plan. I'm just here to try and help you navigate the plan that has been put in place. And so please keep that in mind. If you don't like the plan or really like it, please don't add any comments to that here. You can go to the school with that. We're just here to help families navigate, know how to do this for their family. So some important things for us to know right off the bat is that every student in Greenville County Schools will receive a Chromebook this year. So kindergarten all the way through 12th grade, seniors in high school, everyone will get a Chromebook this year so that they are able to access online learning, either through virtual or through e-learning for school. Now that does create a need for all the students to have Wi-Fi in their home and be able to connect with their teachers. And so some of you might not have that. And if you don't, you can contact your school. There's supposedly, Greenville County Schools is making free Wi-Fi hotspots available to families that don't have it in the home. And so it's just a device that you put in there, it connects through satellite and then sends out a signal so that your laptops can connect and your students can continue to learn at home. And then the other thing that I want to point out is just to call your school with any questions that you have. As I've watched the videos and I've read through the whole 81-page plan that Greenville County put out, as we've looked at these things, it seems abundantly clear to me that they are willing to be flexible and want to answer questions, but they are still figuring some things out, and at least on your local school level. The district might have things, but the schools are still, and the employees are still figuring some things out. So call your schools, talk to them if you have questions that we don't answer in this video, because this is not meant to be a complete and total explanation. We're just giving you the basics of the plan here in this video. So there is one thing that you do need to decide now or really soon, and that is whether you want your child to be enrolled in the virtual school or if you want them to be enrolled in-person school. Now, virtual school is your kid will get their Chromebook and they will do all their assignments, they will have all their interaction through a screen with their teacher, and they will do that at home. And so you have until Monday, July 27th, so this Monday coming up, to sign up for that. Call your school if you're not sure about how to do that. Go online on Greenville County's website and you can get the things you'll need to sign up for virtual school. If you want your child to do in-person school, you don't need to do anything right now, because if they were enrolled in Greenville County Schools last year, they're still enrolled, they just move on to the next grade, and so you don't need to do anything. Now, if you are going to do in-person school, this is where some of the confusion comes in. So they've done a great job putting together graphics with lots of information on it. Unfortunately, sometimes when graphics are put together like this, it's hard to follow all these things. So I've broken it down and zoomed in on certain things for us to explore. Okay, so if you want in-person school, that is your choice and you can enroll in in-person school. What you don't have a choice about is how many days a week your kids will go to school, okay? So there are different plans. There's Plan 0, there's Plan 1, Plan 2, and Plan 5, and those numbers correspond with the number of days that your kids will be in school in person that week. Now, Greenville County has told us, the school district has told us that they will announce a week or two ahead of time which one of these plans we are going to be on for that specific week. And so if it is Plan 0, your kids will not be in person at school all week. They will be doing e-learning through their Chromebooks. They will still have their same teachers instructing them, and that's what that is about. So Plan 1, your child will go to school 1 day a week and then do e-learning 4 days a week. And plan 2, your student will go to school 2 days a week and then will do e-learning from home 3 days a week. And then plan 5 is what we would consider normal school, or at least what the old normal was, where kids went to school every day with their teachers, with their friends. So that's the plan options for in-person school, and the school makes that decision based on numbers of COVID cases and other things that are involved in that the school will just make that decision week to week, and you'll know it a week or 2 ahead of time. And so here is how you figure out which day you're going to be on. So every student is being split into one of 4 different color groups. So there's blue, red, green, and purple. And if your last name, if the first letter of your last name starts with A through D, you are in the blue group. If the first letter of your last name starts with an E through K, then you are in the red group. If the first letter of your last name starts with L through Q, you're in the green group. And then R through Z, you're in the purple group, okay? And the blue group, which is A through D, will go to school on Mondays on plan 1. So they'll go 1 day a week, and the blue group goes on Mondays. The red group will go on Tuesdays, and they do one on the 1 day a week. And the green group will go on Wednesdays, and the purple group goes on Thursdays. Now, when we're doing plan 2, your child will be in school 2 days a week. And the blue group and the green group will go to school on Monday and Wednesday. And the red and the purple groups will go to school on Tuesday and Thursday. Now, just because your child is not at school does not mean that they will be, does not mean that they're not learning, right? And so when we go to this chart, we see that the people represent the people that are at school that day, and the dots represent the people who are doing e-learning. So on plan 0, everyone is doing e-learning. There's not a single person here on the chart, and so no one is at the physical school, at least not the students. They're not at the physical school on plan 0 weeks. On plan 1 weeks, you see the blue group is at school on Monday, and the red, green, and purple groups are doing e-learning. They're not at school, but they are still learning and still have to show up through their Chromebook to do assignments. Maybe there'll be recorded lessons, there'll be movies or videos that they're watching. There might be assignments that they get. So when the blue group goes to school on Monday, they might get papers that they have to work on, worksheets to work on through the rest of the week. And your students will get that on whatever day that they're there. But on the other days, they are doing e-learning. So your students are learning 5 days a week. They're just in person at the school, different numbers of days depending on the plan. And so then some important things for us to remember as we go through and deal with this. The first is to call your school with questions. If you have specific questions about the plan and how it impacts your kids, call the schools. They'll be glad to answer questions for you that you have. And if they don't know the answers, just ask them to find out and get back to you, and they'll be glad to do that. You should also call your school with requests. Now, there's a form online for you to request things like change of days. So some of the changes that might happen is maybe you carpool to school with another family and they're not in the same group. Maybe you're in the blue group and they're in the red group. Well, maybe you just go online, you request on a form that one of the families be switched to whichever day it is that you guys are wanting to go. And they will evaluate, and if they're able to make that happen, they will make it happen. Another thing is that maybe you are in a blended family or your family doesn't all have the same last name. So then if that's the case, and you want all your kids to go to school on the same day, then you fill out that request form to get them all on the same day. Maybe you want your kids to go on different days. I don't know. That's up to you, but you can make requests to change whatever group that you were put in. You just need to have a reason for that. And there's a form online that you can get. Call your school if you're not sure how to locate that online. They can get you, they can help you figure that out. The last thing here is I just want to encourage you to be kind when you call. You don't want to call and be all angry and mad at the person you're talking to. So my wife works in the front office of one of the local elementary schools. She is glad to help you. She is a kind, loving, and wonderful person. Don't yell at her. She didn't make this plan. If you don't like it, you don't need to yell at her. She didn't make the plan. She's just trying to help you navigate it like we're doing with this video. So be kind when you call in and you request changes or when you're asking questions. It just goes a long way. Whenever you're talking to your kid's teacher or the administrators at the school or the people who work in the office, it goes a long way if you're kind to them. So I want to encourage you to do that. Again, we're thankful to here at Greenville Multicultural to have a calling to provide accurate information for the people in the community. If you ever need anything, please let us know. We're going to do another community update next week on just parenting and different things that you can do during COVID to take care of the different needs of your own children. And we are doing online services as well. Right now, we are not meeting in person at the church, and we'd love for you to check that out on our YouTube channel. Anyway, hope that you have a great weekend and stay safe.